Welcome to PRZ FM 109.2 London. I am Feyikemi Odunuga, your host on The Businesswoman. Previously on Businesswoman, we discussed goal setting. We decided to set financial goals. Based on this, we said goal setting without plans is just wishful thinking. Knowing this, we set out to plan, to put together our financial plans, our operations plan, HR plan. We also discussed marketing plan. For a few episodes now, we've been on the marketing plan. We've discussed areas of competitor analysis. We've also talked about great customer service. We have discussed market research, and also the last episode was spent solely on discussing the 7 P's of marketing. This week, we'll go discuss the buyer's journey. This is also known as the buyer's decision process. So, what is the buyer's journey? It is a process buyers go through to become aware of, consider, and evaluate or decide to purchase a new product or service. The journey consists of 3-step process: the awareness stage, the consideration stage, the decision stage. So, according to Wikipedia, common examples of decisions made by buyers can include where to shop or where to eat. Decision making is a psychological construct. This means that although a decision cannot be seen, we can infer from observable behavior that the decision has been made. Therefore, we conclude that a psychological decision-making event has occurred. Is a construction that imputes commitment to action that is based on observable actions. We assume that people have made a commitment to effect the action. So, you recognize the problem or a need and identify the product or type of product that is required to meet these needs. Then the consumer searches for information on the products that has been identified. Then, after the search and the research, the consumer or the buyer evaluates the alternatives that he has been able to get. Generally, the information search reveals that multiple products for the consumer to evaluate and understand which product will be most appropriate for his needs. Then, the buyer purchases based on the evaluation he has done. For some, they include the post-purchase behavior. That means after you have purchased the good, you reevaluate to see if you have actually made the right decision in buying. Now, for the businesswoman, how do you make use of this recognition of the buyer's journey? In the problem or needs recognition stage, the first and most important step is the buying decision. Without the recognition of the need, a purchase cannot take place. The need can be triggered by internal stimulus or external stimulus. So, how do you place your business to be able to get the buyer's attention or to recognize that he actually needs your product? So, advertising. You put your product out there. So the buyer is hungry. How does he know that you exist? He has to be able to recognize the fact that he has seen your adverts before. He has to be able to have information on your product or your service. So he's able to recognize your product or service during this need stage. And the next stage, when he's evaluating, how does your product or service compare to others? This stage is heavily influenced by one's attitude, as attitude puts one in a frame of mind, liking or disliking an object, moving towards it or moving away from it. Another factor that influences the evaluation process is the degree of involvement. For example, if the customer involvement is high, then he or she will evaluate a number of brands. Whereas if it is low, only one brand will be evaluated. Is your brand visible enough, or has it left enough good feeling that is remembered favorably at this time? The purchase decision. After evaluation, your product or service has been compared to others. Would the buyer purchase your product or service? How do you ensure that your marketing has been done in such a way that you are the first product of choice? Yours is the product of choice or service of choice. According to Kotler, Keller and Koshi and Ja, 2009, the final purchase decision can be disrupted by two factors: negative feedback from other customers and the level of motivation to comply or accept the feedback. For example, after going through the above three stages, a customer chooses to buy a Nikon D80 DSLR camera. However, his good friend, who is also a photographer, gives him negative feedback. He will then be bound to change his preference. Secondly, this decision may be disrupted due to anticipated situations such as a sudden job loss or the closing of a retail store. So, how do you ensure that your brand does not connote the wrong things? How do you ensure that your brand is favorably looked upon by a buyer? Advertising, putting out great products, having good customer feedback, and having maybe great customer service. The last stage, the post-purchase. So after buying from you, what do you leave the customer with? Can he get back to you on certain features or ask you questions? Will you be able to reach your company after purchase? Will you be able to reach anybody, maybe at the weekend? Will people be able to give him good feedback on your product or service? The post-purchase behavior is critical to retain customers. In short, customers compare products with their expectations and are either satisfied or dissatisfied. This can then greatly affect the decision process for a similar purchase from the same company in the future, mainly at the information search stage and evaluation of alternative stage. If customers are satisfied with your products or service, this results in brand loyalty, and the information search and evaluation stages are then often fast-tracked or skipped completely. So they go straight to your product. They don't need to do evaluation or to look for alternative products or service. As a result, brand loyalty is the ultimate aim of many companies. On the basis of either being satisfied or dissatisfied, a customer will spread either positive or negative feedback about your product or service. At this stage, you should carefully create positive post-purchase communication to engage the customers. This is all for this edition. Would like to have your feedback. Kindly send me a mail on thebusinesswoman, small letters, at prz.com. Thebusinesswoman, small letters, one word, at prz.com. You can also tune in to our other programs on www.soundcloud.com. Search for PRZ 109.2 London and The Businesswoman. Till I come your way again, I am your host, Feyikemi Odunuga. Do enjoy the rest of your day and have a beautiful week.